So a few days go by and I cannot take Gregory to school because I don't have any gas. And at this time I was already doing resumes, absolutely free. Anybody on a resume, they knew to come get me. Back then they was like, you could do me a resume. I'm like, a resume? But this is where that famous story that changed my life comes into play. A girl reached out to me on social media, asked me on Instagram, asked me to do her resume. And I told her no. I was like, no. She said, I'll pay you. And I was like, you'll pay me? You'll what? So I'm like, this girl's not gonna pay me. She a liar. Even though people at Humana had been telling me to charge for resumes, even one of the VPs sat next to me in training class, he was like, Peaches, this is good. Make me one. You should charge. People are charging $400 for resumes. I'm thinking, ain't nobody finna pay me a resume. For a resume, it took me like 15 minutes. He lying. But on this particular day, the girl said she'll pay me. So I said, okay, pay me $50 and I'll do you a resume, a cover letter, a reference sheet, and 2 job applications. And she was like, okay, come get the money. I could not believe this girl would pay me, and she was telling me to come get the money. Only thing is, I didn't have any gas in my car. Gregory was about to miss his 3rd day of school in a row because I was so broke and the school was so far. It was like in Tampa. It was probably like 20 minutes away from where I live, which is far back then. So anywho, I ended up telling the girls, put the money on the green dot and then I go get it. And she did it, and that changed everything for me. That was the time I started charging for the first time in my adult life for my services. So I started making resumes and doing all kinds of stuff, getting people jobs. So Peach Fetch, I was right here in this house. She sent me the green dot card information. So I drove down the street to the gas station. I loaded up the green dot, went to the gas station, and then I ended up, you know, back in the day, they still do it. You take $1 when you use your debit card and you can get a full tank of gas you'll owe the bank in a couple days. So I went and I did that. I got $40 out of the ATM because I only had $50. So she sent me $50. She had to pay for the green dot card, but hey, I'm throwing you an extra little something. So I ended up doing $1 at the gas pump, going inside the ATM, getting $40 off, and it paid the little ATM fee. After that, I dropped Gregory off to school, and then I called my mama. I hadn't talked to her in weeks. I called her. I said, can you please watch Choice for me? And she said yes, and she was crying because I was so mad at her. Like, she thought she'll never see Choice again. And then I ended up going to the Sulphur Springs Resource Center. At that time, I started back doing resumes. Before I had a computer, my computer had got repoed and all that because I was just so broke. That moment changed my life. After that, I would go on to keep doing resumes. Then I would become my sister's assistant. We would fall out and I would start Waste Language Inc. up here. This was my bedroom. This was my living room. That was Gregory, McKay, and Choice's room. And I absolutely loved living over here. It was peaceful like this all the time. In my unit, everybody owned their unit but me. Like, it was just a blessing, this place. So I did go through some things in this house, but after that, I started sending Gregory to the school next door, and that made my life so much easier and everything. Actually, Big Greg used to walk Gregory across the street from school to daycare. I put Gregory in summer daycare, and Big Greg would walk him over there and then bring him to school, etc. And I got to see for myself already. I had experience being in a different environment, how it affects you. But I got to see what it does for my children. So taking him out of a predominantly black school, put him in a predominantly white school, it changed a lot for Gregory. At this time, Gregory was in 1st grade, and he started coming over here. After this journey, I would get off Section 8, I would move into a house, and then my life would just be a shitty, hot mess. Y'all ready for that part?